everyone, and welcome to Untwist Your Stitches. This is my Flosstube channel about cross-stitching and other crafting endeavors. Welcome to those who may be new, and welcome back to those who may have been following me for some time. This is going to be a short, I hope, video about my 1-year anniversary. September 16th of 2023, I started videoing Flosstube, and it now has been a year that I've been doing this, and I did not know what I was doing then. Not sure I know what I'm doing now, but we're going to carry on, and hopefully you'll find something that you can enjoy from my channel. Last time I was here was the beginning of September. Since then, I have done a lot of FFOing. For those of you that do not know, FFO is fully finished object, which means that you've done all of the stitching and you've made it into a piece for display or use, whatever its final finish is going to be. Sometimes it's framing, sometimes it's making it into a pillow. There are flat folds. There are so many ideas out there. I've seen people that do scrapbooks with their finishes so that they can display them and on a, in a book and just flip through. I've seen people put them in drawers and never finish them, which I think is a terrible thing. I love what I've stitched and I always want it to be completed. That's just my personal thing. I know a lot of people, when they finish something, they're not sure what they want to do with it. So they set it aside and they wait until the perfect finish comes along. So I'm not criticizing anybody for not fully finishing their projects. Please don't think I'm doing that. I'm just saying, for me personally, when I've finished stitching it, I pretty much know what it's going to become, and I like to finish it. And to me, finishing it into a completed, displayable, usable item is part of the journey of my stitching. So for me personally, that it's like backstitch. Some people hate it. Some people don't mind it. Some people love doing it because of how it makes the project complete. To me, that is what fully finishing a project is. It gives it that final, I don't know what word to use really, but just that final accomplishment, I guess, is how I would put it. Okay, so let's get started. Me jabbering along. I know sometimes when I'm watching a video, if people start talking for too long, I kind of fast forward through it to get to the good parts. So let's get to the good parts, and the good parts is my finish parade for this video. The first one, I can't show you the pattern because it was a free pattern on Kitty and Me Designs, and there's not really a finish picture. It's just the pattern and then a mock-up of what the pattern would look like. So I don't have a picture to show you, but this is, as I said, a free pattern from Kitty and Me. I believe it's just called Peacock. I am participating in a card swap. It's called the ATC Artist Trading Card Exchange. It is being hosted of Stitching by the Shore. She has done this for several years, I believe, and her fall ATC Exchange. The theme for it is things with wings. And of course, the peacock has wings. And I finished the back with this fabric that I have in my extensive stash. I thought it really would match with the card and everything. The edge, I put a trim around it. It's a braided trim that I found. And then the little heart I had in my embellishment stash. I don't have all of my embellishments because they're still not here from California. So I'm limited in what I can add to my finishes at this time. But once all of that comes, then I may add something. But this, I'm sure, will be gone to Laura because it is, she asked that the cards be sent to her by October 1st so that she can then decide, you know, where they're going to go, who's going to get the cards, and get them sent out for everyone. The next one I'm going to show you, I wanted to say it was a fully finished. However, along with my embellishments, I do not have the filling that I use when I put a pillow together. So the pattern is Strawberry Fair by October House Designs. I'm sorry, October House Fiber Arts, not Designs. And what I did with that is I'm making it into a small pillow. The back will be this strawberry fabric that I found. And of course the front is this. Now, because I don't have the filling at the moment, I can't close it up and complete it. But once I get it stuffed, however full I'm gonna fill it, then I'm gonna put a ribbon here with a strawberry button on it. So then I will show you whenever I get this finished, as I wait for my supplies to show up. But at least I got all of the sewing portion of it done, and it's ready whenever my filling gets up here. The next one is, you'll remember, I just finished Remember Me. This is a scattered seeds sampler. It says the original and antique reproduction sampler designed by Tammy Black. And if you recall, I did a lot of color changes on this, and I have made it into a project bag for myself. And this is how I finished it. I've got 2 new projects that I'll tell you about later on in the video that I will be starting. So this will soon be filled with a stitching project. But I am very happy with how it turned out. The next one, I think in July, when I was working on the Christmas in July prompt, I believe that's when I finished this one. And then it took me some time to get all the pieces and get the supplies I needed to go ahead and finish it. The piece is, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rattle my camera. The piece is called Nice Snowflakes, and it's a filigree design. It was given to me by a friend about a year ago, maybe a little less. And she knows that I collect snowmen and I enjoy stitching them. So this is how I finished that. Now, what it's attached to is a wooden board from Michael's. I have another Christmas piece that I finished similarly on this type of board. When I pull my Christmas items out, I will do a parade of previous finishes. But I thought this fabric, this black with the snowflakes and boughs, really complemented the colors of the snowmen. This is a ribbon. Actually, it's two ribbons. And then here, a silk ribbon. And this here is some of the embellishments that I have in my stash. Also, this here is a thin metal embellishment, and I put it on these two corners just to give it, because it kind of looked a little bit unfinished. So I wanted to give it, and I thought those really added to the piece. So that is, oh, and then the ribbon with the string of beads around the bottom. Last video, I was just trying to finish up my E pluribus unum flag that I am stitching for my SAL for this year. 60 is just a number. I turned 60 this year. Every month from the 7th to the 10th, I work on a patriotic piece that I have either had in my stash for a while and wanted to work on, or discovered recently and wanted to get it going. So I finished it, and I fully finished it. And this is, I'm having a hard time with the glare on the glass. I hope you can see it well enough. These last two bands, this one and this one, are not what is charted in the pattern. The pattern, in my opinion, let me take it out so you can see it a little easier. I should have done this before I started filming, but of course I didn't. Sorry for the crinkle. So on here, this band, to me, compared to the rest of them on the pattern, was just so large, it looked out of place. So I took a few stitches out of this band and turned it into the stars that you see. And then the very last band, the red band at the end here, it was very small compared to the piece next to it. And I didn't like that. I wanted them all to be, you know, comparatively the same size. So I went into my patterns and I found another band that I liked, and I created that for that last stripe. So this is finished. I will add a picture when I'm editing of where it's hanging in my house. I've already got it hanging up in my living room. So if you're interested in the colors that I used for the different bands, we'll start here for number 1 band. This is Razzleberry, and that is a classic Colorworks floss. Antique Lace is also a classic Colorworks floss. This red here is Louisiana Hot Sauce, and that is a Weeks Dye Works. The next white over, the long one, number 4, is Queen Anne's Lace by Weeks Dye Works. Number 5, which would be this one right here, is Hollyberry by Classic Colorworks. Number 6 is Antique White by Classic Colorworks. I did reuse some of the whites because I just didn't think that I wanted to buy a lot of whites that are variegated or overdyed or whatever you want to call it, because I don't use them that much. So I reused some of the whites in here rather than buy extras. Number 7, this one right here, is Buckeye Scarlet. That is a Gentle Arts thread. This one here is Parchment, which is Weeks Dye Works. This one here, if you can see it, there are 2 colors in there. The lighter color is Schoolhouse Red by Gentle Arts, and the darker color is Garnet by Weeks Dye Works. Another one of the Antique White Classic Colorworks is here. This one is Grapefruit by Weeks Dye Works. Then Wild Oats by Classic Colorworks. And the final dark one over here is Lancaster Red, also a Weeks Dye Works. The blue is Wavy Navy by Classic Colorworks. And the words E Pluribus Unum, if you can see them there, that is a DMC 111. And those are all the colors that I used for, and those are my colors. Those aren't the colors. Some of them are colors that were called for in the pattern, but I didn't put them in the place that she had suggested for it. I rearranged them and used them to make it more to what I wanted it to come out for. But I really did enjoy that. It's really a fun stitch. The blue is a monster. There's a lot of blue stitching in that flag. So if you're going to do that pattern, just be aware there's a lot of blue in that pattern. So the first design I did for my Sal, 60 is just a number, patriotic. And this is a J design pattern. If you ever watched Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie, Julie is the designer of this pattern, and it is just, I love it. It's such a great piece. It's not it's not in the frame completely, because when I was doing the other flag, I used up all of my lacing thread. And I had to order more, and it hasn't come in yet. So I'm still waiting on that lacing thread so that I can lace this piece, and then I'll put the back on it and hang it up. But right now it's going to be in that frame. And I'm still debating on if I want to put the glass back in with it. I kind of like the glass because it protects the the stitching so it doesn't get dirty, you know, just with dust and other things that are in your home. But I also kind of like it without the glass because of how vibrant those colors are on that fabric. So I'm going to debate until I finally get it done which way I'm going to go. I'm leaning towards putting the glass on because I just don't want my work to get dirty, but I don't know. What is your opinion? Do you like to have the glass for protection, or do you like to have it open so that you can really see your stitches and see the vibrancy of those colors? Let me know in the comments. The other thing that I'm planning on doing is getting started on the project for my son and his wife, the family, so that I can get that finished and fully finished so that I can send that to him for Christmas. That is another plan. After Raven Queen, that will be the next thing I start. So this may go in the project bag that I made. I'm not sure. The other thing that I have plans for, if you watched my last video, I was debating between, I believe there were 5 different patterns that I had pulled out, and I really wasn't sure which one of them I was going to start. Well, I finally made a decision, and I'm going to start that mom from Dirty Annie Designs, and I am going to put her on this. I believe this is a Picture This Plus fabric. I know I got it from 123 Stitch because of the tag that's on it. It's called Serene. Oops, there's a thread on it. It's called Serene. It's kind of a minty green, but it also kind of has a teal. I'm not sure if you can, but it's a very soft color. So I think the colors that are on the chickens will really stand out well on this. And it is a 16 count Ada. And I'm going to finish this, and I'll hang it up in my kitchen when I get done with it. So that's my other plan for the rest of this month. Yeah, I think that's it as far as plans go. Next, I have some items that I purchased from 123 Stitch. 123 Stitch must really love me this year because I have made a lot of purchases from them. But other stitchers have told you, and I am of the opinion, you can't let one thing travel by itself. So you go in and you say, oh, well, you know, the shipping is so cheap. I may as well throw this in the cart, and I may as well throw that in the cart, and I may as well, you know, add this because I've been looking at it for so long, and they get you. So anyway, I did some looking at fabrics, and this one really grabbed my eye. It's a DMC Ada. It only came in 14 count. I wish it would have come in 16 count because I would have loved this in 16 count. But look at that. Is that not gorgeous? It's just beautiful. It is called, what is the name of it? Shoot. It doesn't give the name on it. I thought it did. Well, pills. I'll put it in the description for you because it's a beautiful cloth, and some of you might want to look for it on 123 Stitch or maybe in another location that sells DMC Ada. But it's really pretty. I also, because so many people are talking about Sunflower September, I could not resist. Oh, I did get another piece of fabric. The reason I forgot about it is I've already got it picked out for one of the patterns that I threw in. This is the fabric that I'm going to do it on. It is called Jade. It's a 28 count Lugana. I'm not sure. Sorry for the crinkle, guys. I had forgotten that this was in there. There we go. But it's a 28 count Lugana. And what I'm going to do on it is this Carolyn Manning design called Granny Sunflowers. I think I've looked at the DMC. She charts in DMC, and I've looked at the DMC, and I think they will really work with this fabric. I didn't want to do it on black. I do not, for some reason, the black just did not speak to me. The design did, but the black fabric did not. So I'm going to change it to this. So those were two of my new purchases. I also found Thankful from Frony Ritter Designs. And I found Sunflowers and Sunshine. I think it's really cute. As I've said numerous times on my channel, I am obsessed with pumpkins, and especially pumpkins that are white. And this one had a white pumpkin in it. I believe I saw this on Laura's channel for the first time. I've seen it on another Flosstube since then. But my plan when I do this is I'm not going to put Happy Halloween in there. I am going to keep the moon and the pumpkin and the bat, but I'm going to take the Happy Halloween out. So I may need to put some sort of motif over here to fill up the space that Halloween is taking up. But yeah, a Jardin Privé pattern. Then my Stony Creek also had sunflowers in it. Now, I like the pattern. I don't like the eyes. I'm going to take the eyes out. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of creepy in my opinion. But I like the rest of it. And I'm not sure if I'll put autumn on there or not. I'm still debating on if I'm just going to do this portion of it or if I will add autumn into it. But that'll be a plan for when I start it and decide at that time. So there. And one last pattern. I've seen many floss tubers showing this, and I've tried to resist, but in the end I just couldn't. Halloween Quaker. Now, of course, there's going to be changes. Where the cats are up here, I am not a purple person. That will become green. That the hat on the witch, the hat here, and the hat down here. Those will become green. The oranges will probably be left in where they're at, but the purple will be taken out and changed. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do this in the blues or if I'm going to maybe do a yellow, maybe make it as if it were a sunflower. I don't know, but I'm not convinced that that color up there is to my liking. So that may change. But I did get this. And I've got 2 or 3 different fabrics that I'm debating on if I will use with this one. I'm going to use what's in my stash. I'm not going back to 1, 2, 3 stitch again and getting more. So those are the patterns that I got. And then these are the threads that I got. This one, Sunflower by Classic Colorworks. Sassy Brass, again, Classic Colorworks. Now, for some reason, I had it in my mind that Tin Bucket was called Tin Roof. Well, there's a Tin Roof, which is Weeks Dye Works. And then there's the Trick or Treat. This one definitely will be used for the Halloween Quaker. And then Buckeye Scarlet. I needed to get more of that after using it. And I looked at the pattern that I was buying this for, and I realized it was calling for Tin Bucket, not Tin Roof. And there, as you can see, there's quite a difference in the colors. So I just left this in my cart because it was already there, and why take it out? Then I had to replace my Schoolhouse Red. This was a sunflower. It came up when I did this sunflower, and I thought it was very pretty, and it would work well with some of the fall projects that I'm doing. And then I needed some more Black Crow. So this were what I needed when I did my order for 1, 2, 3 stitch. As you can tell, I added a few extras to the cart. Dropping section of my video. That is where I mention other floss tubers so that you can go and see what else is out there, just in case you've never heard of them or whatever. The first one I want to mention is Cross Stitch the Globe. And the reason I mention them again is because September 9th was their 1-year Flossaversary. So congratulations to them. They've been very fun to watch. I did not realize we had started at the same time, so that was kind of fun. I wanted to mention that Whips and Sips, or Welcome Stitchery, they are back. They haven't done a video since July, and it was very fun to see them back. They've got a lot of finishes. Fully finished and just finished. So if you're interested in that, go and watch them. Those 2 girls just crack me up. They're hilarious. Rose Crafty Corner. That is an Australian floss tube, and they have done several videos recently, closer together than I think that they normally do, because they were just on a cross-stitching cruise, and they talked about all of the things that they did and where they got to go and stuff. So that was really, really fun to watch them and to see what what they picked up and the different things that they did on their cruise. And I wanted to mention Sarah from Handmade by Sarah W. She just did a live video with Mel from December Stitches. And on that video, she mentioned that she had broken her ankle and was going in for surgery. I don't have any details other than what she said on the video, and that's all she expanded on. But I just wanted to tell her that we're thinking about her, and we will miss it if she's not able to do her floss tubes because of her inability to move around or her pain level, but we wish her the best and hope for a speedy recovery. So Sarah W. Is another floss tuber she's so positive, and she does large works, beautifully stitched, and pretty much, I would say 98% of what she stitches is on Ada, but it comes out gorgeous. And then a floss tube that was new to me, I'm sure it's not new to many, but it was new to me, is called Coffee, Wine, and Stitching Time. And she did, I think she had just come back from a retreat, so she had a lot of haul that she was showing. Okay, so as I said, we're down to the end of the video, and because of my 1-year anniversary, I would like to have some giveaways. So what we are going to give away, where did I just put them? I left them right here so that I wouldn't, and then I covered them up. The first one I'm going to give away is the American Sampler by J Designs. Designsbyjulie.com was her webpage, but she now is out of business, and I believe Justine from Welcome Stitchery has all of her patterns and whatever else she had. Julie did a lot of hardanger, but she also did some cross-stitching designs as well. So if you would like the American Sampler, please comment sampler. Oh, do not say free, giveaway, prize, any of the keywords that would alert somebody that is trolling the internet trying to get free stuff. You have to be 18 years of age or older so that I can legally get your address. And I would appreciate it if you were a subscriber, but you don't necessarily have to be. And I will ship international. So the next one I am going to give away is the Jan Hicks E Pluribus Unum. If you would like that, please comment flag. Now the last two, I'm hesitant to give them to you because I wasn't able to make a working copy of these patterns. So there is some, they're not pristine. There's nothing wrong with them. You can read them. They're very well printed, but I did mark off in areas where I needed to so that I could keep up with my counting. Normally I would make a working copy, but I didn't have the ability to do that. So I'm worried that you would be disappointed because it's not a pristine pattern. I'm going to put it out there just in case you're still willing to take these, but please be aware there has been some marking done on these. The first one is my Strawberry Fair. So as I said, there is some marking on this. You can still read the pattern. It's still fine, but do not expect a pristine pattern. If you would like that, I feel that the bird in the pattern has kind of been neglected by the wording of the pattern name. So if you're interested in a not pristine pattern, go ahead and comment bird. And the same thing with my Remember Me. It's not pristine. There was some marking done on it. You can still read the pattern. I erased what I put on there, but it's not pristine. You can still kind of see a little bit of the marking. So please, please do not think this is a brand new, pristine, never been touched. And if you are interested in it, please comment rose for the roses in the middle here. So those are my giveaways. I hope that you enjoyed my short video. I hope it's short. I've done it in a few sections, so I'm not sure when I get it all put together how short it actually will be. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming and looking at what I have to show you. I know there's a lot of floss tubes out there, so I may not be your cup of tea. If I am, thank you for joining me. I hope you come back. I will be filming my next regular floss tube at the beginning of October, probably somewhere around the 5th or 6th is usually when I try to do my videos. So until then, enjoy your stitching, enjoy your time, and have a good day. Thank you.